What up, what up, what up? What's happening? Que lo que miente? Welcome to Love, Purpose, and Passports. Hope all is well and all the passport ready, the passport getting ready. For those of you that don't know, I'm Mr. Pro for you, living in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Let's do it. First thing, before we jump into the topic, I want to give a shout out to the brothers that have been supporting the channel. There's a few. And so, we got to give props where props are due. These brothers been coming through. The first one is, he's a regular, Brother Behold. We appreciate you, brother. Brother Behold came with the $10 cash app. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. The next one is Brother Behold again. We appreciate you. Thank you. The next one, Victory. This brother right here, this brother came with the $20 cash app. LPP fam, thank you. And this brother also did a consultation. So, brother, thank you for trusting us with that. I know that you explained that it was some valuable information and you really appreciated it, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you. The next one, El Colonel. I had to straighten up my face for this one because it's the big dog right here. You hear other people's channels talking about, this is support of the channel right here. These brothers just dropping it on us. This brother hit us with the $200 cash app. Brother, we appreciate you. El Colonel, Upper Echelon Travelers. Thank you, brother. LPP fam. All of you brothers, LPP fam. Thank you for supporting the channel. It inspires us. It moves us to keep coming out with quality content. We appreciate you. Today's topic, well, you've seen the title, Passport Pills and Pearls. We're going to talk about red pill and its relation to passport bros and some observations I've had. I was around before red pill. So, it's red pill isn't moving me to the left or to the right. I'm just giving you my thoughts on a few things that I've noticed lately. And it's just meant for some of you, whether you agree or disagree, to think deeper on the positions you hold and why. I'm noticing as time goes on that there are more and more guys triggered when you mention anything that involves connecting with a woman on a level above sticking and moving. Triggered. It's kind of weird, like, fuck you doing triggered? Chill out, Kimosabi. We're going to help each other get where we're trying to go. And if this lane isn't where you're trying to go, there are a bunch of other brothers out there who have the other lanes covered as well. But all this being triggered, but I know what it is. It's the result of ODing on red pill. I'm not against what red pill is supposed to be for. It's just information. But nothing is good that when you absorb it, you determine that you should be extreme about it, except maybe sports, competition. A lot of you are so busy learning about red pill and female nature, but you haven't taken the time to learn about male nature, your nature. That always puts you on defense because you haven't mastered your offense, which is understanding and mastering your nature. You're not becoming stronger. You're building a defense to protect your soft areas instead of making your soft areas stronger. We're men who embrace masculinity. Why would you always be on defense when it comes to women? It's the same thing I say about women in the States. So busy learning how to combat masculinity and not taking the time to master their own femininity. Always being on defense means you're always protecting yourself from being violated, which means you're always worried about being violated. That's what's generating a lot of the anger and frustration. And a lot of you have found camaraderie and acceptance in existing in a state of anger and frustration. You know what the worst part of that is? You don't realize that that's a sign of being powerless. Don't believe me? Okay. If I can fuck you up, although I have defense, I'm not always walking around overly concerned with you violating me. I'm not existing in a state of anger and frustration because of what you might do. I understand what you could possibly do. I'm actually amused at the idea of you trying and finding out the hard way. You see, there's no powerlessness in that. And guess what's absent? Anger and frustration. But if the other person is a bully that you fear and can't do anything about it, guess what pops up? Anger and frustration, which that mix turns into bitterness real quick. You're not powerless though, but somehow Red Pill is convincing some of you travel bros to exist in that angry and frustrated with women mind state. Being the best version of yourself is a good thing. Being convinced that you're going to get a certain dollar amount and women will start falling at your feet, that's a mirage. Why? Because most dollar amounts that you'll be able to reach, the scale adjusts. Besides the fact that it's not guaranteed to make you more interesting, it's not guaranteed to make you more charming, it's not guaranteed to make you more popular or more confident. Besides all that, there are men and women at every level that'll make you feel broke. Like what you have is borderline. It's hard to get out of that cycle of looking up, with that can't wait to get there drive. Hustle and drive is a good thing that's been a major part of my life and who I am. Hustle and drive. It's a good thing until you're unable to realize that you're enough. Not that you have enough, but unable to realize that you yourself is enough. It's a good thing until it becomes an obsession. Wealthy people aren't usually obsessed with being wealthy. They exist within their wealth. Handsome and beautiful people are not usually obsessed with being attractive. They exist within their attractiveness. It's not having it yet that puts you in jeopardy of being obsessed, when really you should be disciplined. Discipline makes you stronger, not angrier and more frustrated. When it comes to the travel bros, there's a growing segment that are angry at all women worldwide. It's not that they're walking around with their tempers flaring, but their view of all women is like at an all-time low. When you believe that there are no more women left who won't cheat on you, no more women left who won't play you, no more women left who won't leave you for men that have more than you, that doesn't put you in your masculine frame. That's not a win. That's a terrible loss, because by default, that means you believe there are no women left who value you as a man and as a person. And if you believe that, that means you're rejecting male nature. It's in a man's nature to have a woman that's his only. So when a lot of you are trying to master the red pill, it kind of leaves you in a free man's prison. When men are in prison, they without women, angry and on edge, trying to cure it by working out and becoming the best version of themselves. Sound familiar? You're still around women, but you're in a free man's prison because you're not getting any closer to bridging the gap between you and women. Yeah, get your money right and get your body right. It'll attract more women, but that doesn't teach you how to not be at odds with women or how to rise above their games mentally, since that's supposed to be their nature, right? There are men that have more than you right now. They have everything you're trying to get, and they're having the same problems you're having. It's just happening with better looking women. There's all kind of reasons why. But is it happening to every rich man or happening to every poor man? No. Is it making every man mad at women because a chick wasn't right? No. Where's the anger and frustration and all these qualifications you trying to meet coming from? You say you the prize, but you don't really feel like the prize. A couple more dollars and a few more deadlifts should do it. If you listen to the brothers that have the real chip on their shoulder and in their hearts, 9 times out of 10, it wasn't what the chick did that caused them to go hard like that. It was what the system did. And they always tell you that. And it's understandable. Shout out to those brothers. They're taking great losses, huge hits. So yeah, it's understandable. It's easy to get caught up in the passion of this sentiment because of what happened to them. But that's not the case for many of you. You're taking up that same sentiment and passion, and all she did was run off on you. You didn't lose your house. You didn't lose your kids. You're not paying alimony. You're not paying an unfair amount of child support. You just got treated bad. That's not an L that you change your view of all women over. Why would you change your view of all women because 1 or 2 women showed you they wasn't right for you? See, it's not what they did. It's how you took it. Nah, you toughen up, stand up, and keep moving. She didn't run shit. She was in the car, and now she's out the car. Passenger seat is open. It's a pleasure to be with you. Again, a lot of you only got your heart hurt. And the problem is, not enough men told you that that's just a normal part of the process. That's life. Just like when you're young and have your first fight and lose. First time getting hit or stand up to a bully and get knocked down. You get back up and everybody respects you for it. And as a youngster, you begin to realize that little pains here and there are part of the male experience sometime. Take your hit and keep it moving. We crashed and jacked ourselves up on our bikes when we was little. We didn't start disliking bikes and say, I'm not popping wheelies or doing bunny hops and tabletops no more. We learn that as we become men. It's not the end of the world because a chick tripped out. That's her loss. Ain't no getting scarred and now no women are good or no women are good enough. A lot of times you'll see brothers feel destroyed because she wasn't good, but he's not good. I know a dude, he was always screwing other dudes' chicks. But when his got knocked off, all of a sudden he need therapy and an intervention. He wasn't good. A lot of you want her to be good, but you're not the example of good. She's this good and you only this good. So how you expect to be able to lead somebody who's better than you? And I'm just talking about good character. Let's go the other way with it, because I know how some of y'all are. Maybe no women are good. If that's the case, they never been good. If there's never been any good ones, then what the hell you learning some new extreme shit for? If there's no good women, there's no good men. Things are back equal again. You're still the man if all men and women are good. You're still the man if all men and women are bad. Female nature. Another thing female nature red pill talk has a lot of y'all thinking is that all women are alike. They're all the same. So you don't remember when women used to say that about men. Girl, these men are all the same. It's a cope. I know the difference between men and women, and I understand that there are certain traits women tend to exhibit more than men. But some of you have taken it too far and have convinced yourselves that they're all a copy-paste of each other all over the world. But somehow you don't hold nearly the same belief that all men are the same. Me and you aren't the same. We can be put in the same situation where there's a need to survive, and there will be two totally different outcomes. We may both survive, but one of us survived beating his feet, and the other one survived with blood on his hands. We could both experience the same woman. One of us able to bring out something in the woman that the other one couldn't, and get two totally different results with the same woman. I've said a lot. What am I getting at with all this? It just looks like some of the views are becoming a bit too extreme, which in turn is making it less possible for favorable outcomes, and not just in relationships. They have a lot of you believing that you're going to become some kind of player double citizenship in the US and the Himalayas. You haven't yet realized that all men are not built for that. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, since that's not red. It doesn't make you a better or worse man. It just means that's not your calling, to be a player. If it was, 9 times out of 10, you already be that. You trying to put Chevy parts on a Toyota. It doesn't work like that. Toyota has some nice vehicles though. For me, if I have 10 chicks, I have 9.5 problems. Could I do it? Yeah. Do I prefer it? No. But somehow this red pill is convincing a lot of guys that they're going to be able to just robotically stick and move with these women, have connectionless interactions with women. Everybody's not built like that. No matter what the chatter says, it's in a man's nature to have a woman that's his and his only, or women, for you sophisticated gentlemen, that's his and his only. This is why you hear all these weird stories popping up about guys falling in love with pros and nos. They're not necessarily simps or tricks when that happens. I know after 25 years, there's a rebirth of those two words, and everybody you disagree with is one of those two. I know. But in these situations, they're not necessarily either one of those. A lot of times, they're just guys trying to be something that they're not. They're trying to take part in a lifestyle that they're not cut out for, but somebody convinced them that they were. So that feeling of companionship that they've been suppressing creeps up and put them in a chokehold at the wrong time with the wrong chica. Think about it. Whenever a movement, a cult, a religion, or an ideology has a man voluntarily suppress his need for companionship for more than a period of time, all kinds of weird things start happening. Mind you, like I said earlier, I know Red Pill is providing all kind of valuable information to guys to keep them from getting used and abused by women in the system. But I'm speaking from this perspective because it looks like the response to it is starting to get a little extreme when it comes to travel bros and looking at women from other countries and cultures as all the same, as a negative. But my point is, it's slowly moving from expanding your borders to find a better quality of woman to a sentiment of no women are any good anywhere. That's false. It is possible for you to be no good anywhere though. And yeah, that's problematic. It started off as freedom travel, freedom to experience something different. But now it's starting to look like revenge travel. Is it possible that you've been affected by something in your country And now you're traveling and taking it out on women in another country? Because now you're saying women are no good anywhere. Is it possible that that's what's happening? Well, where'd you get that idea from? Not the country you visited. That means it's also possible to be spreading the same thing you're trying to get away from. What are you spreading? Besides seed, it may not seem like a big deal, but we're flooding into other countries and invading their culture. And I'm asking that because this travel thing is a movement. It's growing, and I don't see it slowing down. We want these countries to continue to welcome us. That happens by us respecting the people and embracing the culture. My pops was in the military, and he also played music all over the world when he got out of the military. When I first started traveling, he told me to look up information about the country I'm visiting, about the culture, so I know what's what when I get there. He said the people appreciate you more for that. And also, it's easy to accidentally disrespect them when you don't know what's what. And always remember, when you're in another country, don't walk around arrogant like they're the foreigners. You're the foreigner, not them. Remember that and act accordingly. Rip to my pops. Just some things to think about while we making it happen. Love, purpose, and passports. Peace.